today we will talk about legal aspect of tokenization. So because I think it's a top one question from our customers, how it's actually legally work. This is some new concept of fractional ownership. This is something new that people, it's really maybe from first perspective hard to understand, but we will go step by step and explain everything. So I think today we have new customers here who is also look at the tokenization and trying to understand how it's actually work, not just legally, technically. And so we will explain every aspect of tokenization process. I am Andrew Kovalevsky, CMO and co-founder at Binaryx platform, and I want to introduce Ganna Voievodina, CEO and founder at Manimama. This is a legal company that is working with businesses in tokenization, in compliance, and regulatory. Anna, could you tell a little bit more about your company, what you are doing, what you are focusing on for the last few years? I know that your company is actually working for many years, and just introduce what you are doing.
Thanks a lot, Andrei. Yes, I love and enjoy to talk about Manimama. Not not many years we exist, but we develop very fast. And the company is registered in Estonia, but the main team is from Ukraine, as always. Yeah. And yes, our main field of experience and expertise is cryptocurrency. What we are doing, we are helping to build the full model of business to our clients who are engaged in tokenization, crypto processing, crypto exchange trading platform, DeFi projects, Web3 projects, and everything what is connected. Also, we are engaged in servicing of high risk business, including fintech, financial license obtaining, and also gambling as well. This is our new field, and we are extremely developing in this sphere too. So principally, we are ready to be a good advisor for such business, and we love Binaryx.
Thank
This is the project which we know, which we advise when you need it. And we know that we are sure that you will have always a lot of success, because first of all, the project always thinks about right legal structure and marketing campaign as well, because it is very important, because marketing is the consequence of right legal and technical structure, and the project is ready to tell the truth, how it is built, how it is done, and what rights and obligations can be rendered to the users. So this what we do, we help you, you help us, yes, and ready to tell everything what can be
Okay.
told, yes,
Thank
about
you.
structuring of Binaryx, and principally about tokenization of real estate as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, thank you for introduction. I see the question in our chat in Russian, guys. So actually, this webinar will be in English, and we will translate it then after webinar using AI services on Russian, Ukrainian, doesn't matter what languages. But yeah, so if you are not ready to listen us, so just wait a little bit. Then, yeah, let's start. We have quite a lot of questions today that was coming from our community, from our clients. Yeah, so I will start. Yeah, I will start asking. I think it will be, step by step, because actually I rated this question that we came from some general topics to topic that is connected to Binaryx and actually how we are tokenizing real estate, because I know that it's just one of frameworks that can work. Yes, so because some company using EU companies, SPV companies, to do it. But actually, for me, it's interesting as you, as a founder of legal company, what framework you use for others company, for instance. Yeah, because so we are working with this framework. We are working with this framework for almost 2 years, yeah, and maybe for this time, maybe some countries had progress, on another framework. It's actually interesting for me. Okay, let's start with the question. The first question we have here. So you work with numerous clients in legal matters related to regulation and tokenization. Could you briefly share your perspective on what's currently happening in the tokenization market? Is the interest from large corporation in this space? Yeah, this is
First,
a good question. What's
yes,
going on? Yeah,
I'm
I
ready
will,
to answer.
I will pose this question here. So and
Mhm.
highlight it. Yeah, and highlight it that it actually
Uh-huh.
will be good to see it for others.
I understood the question. You can.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I mean, yeah. Okay, I will
yes,
hide
in
it
this
to this.
situation, I don't see you.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
The screen is closed. So yes, tokenization is very popular. Why? Because everybody wants investment to develop some cool project. Yes, from the one side we have project developers and founders of this project who are ready, who have very good natured project, and they want to attract investment. From the other side, we have investors who are ready to invest. Yes, so this situation is completely actual. It is very popular, and we have a lot of different requests from the clients about every type of tokenization. I can divide them into several criteria, yes, according to several criteria, and explain what is popular today. First of all, of course, it is tokenization of real world assets, which we are talking about now. And the situation is the following. I think a lot of people here and in the world heard that MiCA is coming. Yes, MiCA is a European first European directive which regulates the market of crypto assets, including tokenization as well. We have very good experience in this regulation. Personally, me, I am even finishing creating PhD thesis, yes, about MiCA, and it will be one of the first scientific papers as well about it. So what MiCA is talking about, it tells that all tokens are divided into five types. Two of them are not regulated by MiCA. NFT, because it is a token is it is if it is the tokenization of really exclusive asset in the world. If it is like this, it is NFT and non-regulated. Security tokens, which are representation of shares, derivative contracts, bonds, different securities which are regulated by MiFID, European Directive of Regulating of Financial Markets. In this situation, MiCA doesn't work. They give this provision properly and without any doubts.
Mhm.
And not what MiCA is regulating. It regulates um, real world asset. Finally, it tells that asset reference tokens are the tokens which are backed by the stable price of real world assets. This is a provision. So we understand that we have at last this regulation. The regulation is quite strict, meaning that it tells that the company which does such things needs to have some shared capital in the amount of not less than 305,000 euros, and a lot of different provisions, white paper, different agreements, and so on. Then we have e-money tokens, which are stable coins, and you know that everybody is talking about the topic what will be with USDT in the next year. So now they are working about their the legal structure, and USDC, USD coin, has already obtained the license, which gives them opportunity to be issued according to MiCA. And the last, but not the least, the most interesting, I guess, type of token, which is called and another token, including utility. What does it mean? It means that meme coins, for instance, are now legal if they are done according to MiCA. If they are done with the proper documentation, it can be issued as well. Uh, so this is how it is in Europe now. We are working about this. We understand how to do it. Let's come back to another markets. Yes, US market. US market always had regulation of tokens, and all the time, American regulating authorities, and we have two of them, which is Security Market
Okay.
Commission (SEC)
Mhm.
and Commission about Futures Regulation, another completely organization. Sometimes people forget about them, but don't forget about them. They are quite strict as well. So, Security Commission always tries to treat any token as security. And in our authority, we can do some exemption if we understand the nature of our token. In this situation, we will talk about legal nature of token of Binaryx, and we will explain how it works. So, but coming back to regulation, they have Security Market Commission, which tells why and how security token has to be regulated, and there are exemptions when it is security but it's not regulated. What does it mean not regulated? Meaning, by issuing and offering this token, you don't need register the emission in SEC. What this exemption is, if we are talking about other markets, yes, we see that they are extremely developing, and we have regulation of token offering in Thailand, in Dubai as well now, and a lot of countries adopted its own regulation. Bermuda, British Virgin Islands, Cayman Islands, a lot of different laws have been adopted through these years. But of course, we are interested in those markets where we are going. So we are talking about US market, we are talking about EU market. We don't still have any regulation, let's say, for instance, in Ukraine, but we are waiting for this. And it will be completely as the same as in MiCA, because Ukraine, for instance, today is a candidate to be a member state, a member of EU state. So yes, it is developing. Yes, we know how to do it. And yes, we have a lot of requests about any type of tokenization, because everybody wants to attract investment. And at the other side of the deal, a lot
Mhm.
of people want to invest.
Okay, okay, that's actually interesting. So, Binaryx token, I mean, token of real estate, yeah,
Mhm,
it's token that tokenize something, tokenize real estate. At the same time, we are paying out rental income from it. For example, we have rental token, yeah, that is um, people getting this rental income. I don't know, this is like dividends or not, but anyway, so this is represents something physical assets. And is it in case in perspective of MiCA, is it a security token or not? So will it regulate this token? I mean our
mhm,
the asset token, yeah, for example, what we are doing for every property.
mhm. Uh, what I can say, it depends. We consider that Binaryx token will be assessed as security token, because this is a share in the American company. Yeah, it is structured like the member unit in the company. And honestly, for us, for you, for me, for owners of Binaryx, and for investors, I guess it is the best solution and the best consequence. I understand that security token definition makes some people terrified,
Mm-hmm.
especially founders of the projects. Yes, because they treat it like very difficult, very mean, very uncomfortable regulation. But no,
Because it's compliance. You should be compliant, yeah, with the
sure,
regulatory rules. So that is quite strict. But in investors' perspective, I would say it's much safer to have
sure,
like security
sure.
token.
Because in this city, why Mika came to Europe? Let's start. Let's begin from the start. Yes, because the main aim of Mika is to defend investors' rights. Because we understand Binaryx is a very good project, but we have a lot of scam on the market. Yes, when people are coming, just invest in something and they don't understand where to go, even to submit complaint. Yes, what to do? In this situation, for investor, of course, any regulation is better. Yes, they will face some limitations, like maybe first of all KYC. Yes, we have KYC which existed on Binaryx platform from the first day. Why it exists principally? uh, First of all, because of American regulation from which we started the project. Yes, because Binaryx, all DAOs which are created every time when we list some real estate on your platform is registered according US laws. And in this situation, taking into account, we used some exemptions which are defined and given to us according to US laws. We need to make KYC of all users, first of all, because we need to avoid US residents. This is the first reason. And the second reason is very clear, because of the nature of the deal. Because we are here creating the company. Of course, we have all the time, every time we are attracting a new shareholder, we need to provide his KYC. From this side, the investor understands that he is not a no name. Yes, he is a real investor, and we have uh, login and um, uh, inserting the information about him in the system. So he knows he is an investor. He is, or he was, or he will be, yes, depending on the situation he bought or sold, yes. So, and of course, if it is share, it is security token. But again, in this situation, for us, like as for the side which is on another opposite side, the
Mhm.
owners, yes, because we are legal advisor of Binaryx, we are on your side. We understand that taking and treating the project as the project which issues security tokens uh, at the same situation, we have proper regulation. Principally, we know exactly what to do without any guessing and without any creation of something unbelievable. Yes, we have regulation. Yes, it is quite strict, but understanding this, we can build a proper legal model and everything will be okay. It,
Mhm.
it seems
Okay.
like transparent picture.
Okay, you say that Mika is not for security token in
Yeah,
Europe. Okay, but
yeah.
what they will regulate security token in Euro in Eurozone
We have
next?
we have two other directives which already exist and which we should comply and which we should always review. And in this situation, I always consider that European regulation, yes, it is sometimes very strict, but to change it, 27 members of European Union have a lot of time. Yes, they need a lot of time. They need to discuss it, and at the end, we have very good documents. Uh, what We have two other directives which are regulating everything what is security. We have MiFID. This is European directive about regulating of market of financial instruments and financial activities. MiFID 2, it is called. And second, what we always should remember is European Prospectus Directive, which regulates the public offer of securities of any kind within all the countries of European Union.
Mhm. Okay, interesting. Um, As I understand, so anyway, Mika, even if you have security token, any project like should be compliant with this law, because this is like one of the main laws that is regulated in Europe, yeah, and that's why it's better to be compliant in any kind, because we as a I would say project that is tokenized real estate, so we will also want to issue our utility token, yeah, in the future. So when actually we are preparing a lot of things for it. This is actually our utility token will be compliant by Mika like in the future, and so we should be ready before we will make our token generation event. We should like make uh, everything done for Mika for Euro when it will be released. Yeah, so everything should be compliant with it.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, you are right, Andrei. You will have two different regulations. One is for Binaryx token, which Basset token,
Mm,
yes, we call it, if
yeah,
I'm not mistaken, because
yeah,
marketing is not my side, yes.
yeah.
So we are talking about this Basset token, which is token, um, uh, which is
Proper.
an emission of share, yes, share property of type fraction, as we call it, yes, of real estate. This is one side, and it is a security token, yes. And from the other side, you will have utility token, which has to be regulated by Mika, because Mika covers it. In this situation, yes, from our side, we will help, and we know that, as I have always told, Binaryx is very strictly comply and everything, yes, because the project is not for one day. This project which was created for a very very long term distance, and in this situation, yes, it will be done properly as well. So we will have two different types of tokens, and they will be covered by three different directives in European Union.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and another question from my side, is it how fast? Okay, we are, for example, doing compliance now. So how fast we can be? I mean, um, I know that the Mika is already coming, and but anyway, they are updating everything, and every, I don't know, half of the year, every year, yeah, and everyone should be compliant with it. How long it can take, to be compliant by Mika and other directives
uh,
in
Look, the situation is the following. MIFID and Prospectus Directive, which is not MiCA, has already have been already adopted many years ago, and
Mhm,
today Binaryx uses just limits which are inserted in this directive, not to be not to have an obligation to be registered. Yes,
mhm,
because they also exist like in US, and they just are trying to develop the project on this stage using the limits. But we discussed with co-owners, also with that with C-level, that we are going to expand the activity of Binaryx to European Union, and in this situation it depends on the decision. Yes, if we are talking about, if we are discussing and have the plan that in the second quarter, let's imagine, of 2025, we are going to expect and to make a public offer on European Union. So we will have principally enough time, like several months, to be prepared. When we talk about Mika, and we are talking about utility token, I will tell another thing. The part of Mika which is regulating tokens has already entered into force on the 13th of June 2024. But finally, Mika comes into force on the 30th of December of 2024. It means that uh, now also all utility tokens are issued with some first regulation, but it's not very still strict, because they don't need to issue a white paper according to Mika, and they don't need to issue plan of marketing activities. It is very important thing which has to be adopted after 30th of December 2024. And the last question, which is very important for all people who are now ready to issue utility token or memcoin, is that starting from the 30th of December 2024, MiCA transfers obligation of, let's say, monitoring of right emission to CUSPs, meaning cryptocurrency exchange platforms.
Mm-hmm.
This means that Binance, Huobi, OKEx, and other guys, while onboarding any utility or any type of token on their marketplace, they are obliged to
They should
review.
ask for this
Yes,
compliance.
it
Yeah.
means that yes, when somebody are coming to me and tell, can I do it without this? I said, of course you can. But the problem is that, and I will tell that some obligations are not needed if you are not going to public offer and to use marketplace. In this situation, issuing of utility token can be a little bit lighter if
Mhm,
there are a lot of exemptions
mhm,
in
mhm,
reality for issuing utility token. But if you want to be listed on a public European cryptocurrency exchange platform, you should be aware that they will ask you about everything what is needed according to MiCA. This is the future, and it will come in 2 months.
mhm. Okay, that's interesting. I personally have a lot of question regarding it, but we also have a lot of question for community. So let's come into it. We have one question from the forum. Where is the Binaryx headquartered? Which law currently binds you? Um,
Mhm.
so actually, we are now headquartered in US. So we have LLC company. You can find this information in our footer if you are opening our website binaryx.com and go into the bottom. So you will see all the information regarding this company. As well, we like working in the US laws and also the company that is represent the properties is also US LLC company, that is DAO LLC in Wyoming. So if you are interested in this company, I can also share some guides that we have, short information about legal side, so you actually can go through it and see some information from this. I'm just sharing it in the chat. Yeah, let's go to another question that we have. Wait a moment. What legal structures are typically used to allow investor to hold real estate token, and how do they protect investors' right? So as I understand, we have, for example, LLC companies, and I know a lot of competitors. As a marketing manager, I'm tracking a lot of competitors, and I see that lot of company using Europe companies. Yeah, for example, this is special purpose vehicle companies, SPV.
Mhm.
What is the actually? But I see that everyone using the different companies. Somebody can use it in Romania, in Liechtenstein, and in Swiss as well. So what is actually now companies? What is the most um, popular framework? What is you see on the market at the moment? Because we using LLC companies. This is US companies. This is in 2022, Wyoming State so published this law, and we started operated with this framework. But I am interested in, okay, why other companies doing it in Europe, for instance, and in which jurisdiction is popular.
Mhm. Uh, in reality, I think that the list of companies which can be used is endless.
Mhm.
If everything is done right, it depends only on the strategy market strategy, first of all, yes, where the company is going, because we have completely different regulation in different areas of the world, let's say like this. Yes, Binaryx is using DAO LLC structure, and American companies all are using the same. According to this model, which I will review in several sentences, it looks like this. We have the specific DAO bill, DAO law in Wyoming, which gives opportunity to create a decentralized autonomous organization, which is managed by smart contract, which is developed and which issues tokens, which are member units of the company. In this situation, a person is coming, buys tokens of the company, becoming the co-owner of this company, goes through KYC procedure, and becomes the shareholder. Okay, yes. From this side, everything seems very, very simple. But why it is used? Yes, first of all, because the transfer of these tokens is very easy. Yes, because in many countries which you listed and which I can talk about a little bit later, like Romania and other countries, the transfer of share is a little bit harder. Yes. Wyoming is one of the most progressive areas. Yes, it is the state of US. The same regulation which defines DAO as a company which is managed by smart contract, where the shareholders own tokens, which are shares, and they can vote for this for the main decisions. They can manage the company. Exist only in Marshall Islands today. Marshall Islands is the second jurisdiction which has the same law. Let's talk like this. Okay, the same. But of course, they don't have SEC, and they don't have any other
regulators.
yes, any other problems, I will say, yes, and obstacles which can be faced by the founders of the project. But in America, at the same time, we have very strict security market regulation, and we can rely on it by issuing this token, by limiting US residents, and by using guidance of SEC, which tells the DAO is not classical security because if and because the owners of the DAO are engaged in management. Yes, because in this situation, the income they receive is not 100% passive, because they can choose the management board company. They are not managed externally, let's say.
They are
External,
doing some work, to get this. I
not work,
would
but
say
they
dividends.
look, in shareholders cannot be obliged by any law in the world to work. They are shareholders,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they can be obliged to choose, to make decisions, to be engaged in business. From this situation, DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization managed by people who own tokens, with different provisions of law we use, which I will not list here because it will take a lot of time. I can assure that this type is exempted because of different things which we aware and we did. Yes, according to SEC provisions. Let's come to other uh, models which can be used. You are talking about, let's say, SPV. What does it mean? SPV is just a, let's say, marketing term, which or legal term, not very legal term, but it is like business term. Okay, SPV. It means the creation, principally DAO in US is also an SPV,
Yeah,
right? It means that this is a specific legal entity or the organization which has no rights and obligations of legal entity when it is trust or fund, yes, which is created with some specific investment purpose. This what is SPV, and this SPV can be modeled and built according to different laws. In Europe, we have a situation when, and we have regulation when they just create some so-called collective investment units, which can be done according to different legislation in Europe. Meaning that yes, we have the basic regulation about alternative investment fund managers when the client is creating really fund, yes, which is externally managed by professional investment company. But in this situation, these companies can attract investment only if they are not less than 100,000 euros. This is for big non-retail investors. That is why some of them use public funds, and creation of these funds is very, very strict and very, very difficult. Some of them use some specific local regulation which exists in Lithuania, in Romania, in Estonia, when they can do something less less strict, but it is also SPV. Yes, and it issues tokens because in Europe you can tokenize any asset you have. And if you transfer our attention to other areas in the world like Dubai, yes,
Mhm.
in this situation, some of them just create some tokenized holding company in Europe, US, or Marshall Islands or Cayman, and then this company uh, holds the shares of Dubai company, because to buy property for non-Dubai company is quite difficult. It is really possible, but nobody is ready to go through all those obstacles they will face. In Thailand, let's imagine we have completely different regulation about tokenization, and we should aware it when we tokenize Thai property, not exactly Thai property, but public offer in Thailand. Yes,
Mhm.
in Bali, we don't have regulation. This is good for now. That is, it means that we can buy real estate on our American company with our specific, according to specific regulation, and offer it to people who we want to attract to investment. So, and also some of the companies which are your competitors, as you say, they used offshore funds like Panama fund, Cayman fund, and sometimes it's not really a fund, it is also SPV, which can be used and can be tokenized. So in this situation, I will tell that the scheme which is used by Binaryx is one of the most proper and most comfortable, and it is really eligible.
Mhm. Okay, that's interesting. We have some question coming to continue your thoughts about special other frameworks that other company use, our competitor as well. So, what is actually? Let me send the question here. What is the countries, which countries are making the most progress in implementing new legislation of regulation? Yeah, so who is now
Mhm.
this country who is really make the progress? Because I understand that also Dubai is working on it. Mika is coming. Okay, like this is a Europe zone. I know the Swiss is actually also doing something. And so you are seeing that there is a lot of different legislation, but okay, who is doing the most comfortable for, I don't know, for a company like we are, yeah, like business that is tokenize something.
I would say that the most developed regulation, which is quite transparent, understood, and can be used for maybe any type of tokens, is in Liechtenstein,
Mm-hmm.
because they have very specific law, which is called Trusted Service Provider Law, and they have such abbreviation like TT, Trusted Technology Service Provider. It is called. According to this law, uh, a specific platform and specific provider can be used who can be the service for those who want to attract investment. It is like professional founder, but not like in EU, because in EU they have another type of regulation which is called directive about crowdfunding,
Mhm.
and this uh, thing is not very easy at all, because to conduct crowdfunding service in European Union, you need the specific license, not less than the license of institution. It is very expensive and very strict. But in Liechtenstein, we have very specific law which gives opportunity to create the company with the right to create so-called system of issuing, redeeming, listing, burning of tokens issued by third party. And on their side, they can uh, be relied like a CASP, yes, like a platform which is completely eligible to to issue and offer to the public the tokens which are issued, let's say, by Binaryx. This is the first model which can be used. Swiss, yes. But Switzerland company is very expensive. Yes, it is very expensive. But if the not only because of price, but I adore Switzerland. Switzerland is very good for issuing tokens, but the time of launching the project can be very long. Yes, because Swiss regulating authority is quite slow
Mhm.
and very
Our
strictly
entry
reviewing all
entry,
the projects.
entry threshold is super high. I mean, to open the
Yes.
companies there, like to, yeah, no, understand.
Switzerland lawyers tell like this: Switzerland is very good if you have a very, very long term strategy. Be ready to go through compliance for 6 months, but then everything will be okay without tax exemptions, without everything. I would call other states UK. Let's go to UK because nobody talks about UK.
Mhm.
UK always had the most developed, I guess, regulation because of their experience. And we need to understand why should we know about UK is that UK now is also not a EU member state. Yes, and they adopted a specific law in 2023, which is called the law about financial promotion. This is about your field of responsibility, about marketing.
Mhm.
If you want to market something on UK market, you should go through authorization procedure in UK. So this is and it will be not very easy. And also we have some new countries in offshore jurisdictions which have adopted some specific regulation, like Bermuda. Let's imagine Bermuda today, Salvador, and principally, by issuing token in Bermuda or Salvador, you can offer it on specific markets like EU, but complying with requirements which are defined if we are talking about security or asset reference token. And the situation is the following: security token can be proposed even if it is issued but by non-EU company in according to MiCA, but asset reference tokens cannot be offered if it is not issued by European company. So from this side, security token sometimes is better than asset reference token. That is why I'm telling that the laws they seem strict, but if you understand them, you can choose today. So finalizing my speech, everybody is engaged in tokenization now in developing the rules because they see that this is very, very needed because tokenization is everywhere, So
Yeah.
you need to understand that every year it will be harder, and more regulated by
Yeah.
any state in the world. I don't. When you ask me, uh, what countries did the best programs, it's better to ask what country didn't.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I understand that is, connected to and based on the projects that you did, that you do actually, yeah, and what the actually your if you are issue the token, yeah, what is the nature of this token. So
Mhm.
utility or security or tokenize some real world assets, and depends on that, yeah. So it's maybe one or other, depends on your marketing strategy. So you should choose like the right jurisdiction, like, but for by this time I understand that quite a lot of country already have done a lot of steps, yeah, in make the clear rule, you know, how to do it, how to launch the token and go to the market with some communication and not be, I don't know, like fined, you know, for something, yeah.
Yeah.
This is actually good, you know, because they are actually the market. This legislation will bring more and more money, more and more companies that it will tokenize something. So, like, I am a fan of that tokenization will be regulated in every country. So this is better for all of us. Okay, yeah, let's go to the other question. This is referred to Binaryx. So the question is how, this is one of the top questions that we have. How is property
Mhm.
ownership legally verified in Binaryx platform? And what steps can investor take to ensure their rights are protected on the
Mhm.
platform?
Mhm. This is a most simple question for me.
Not
Among
for our
others,
clients.
yeah, everything is very transparent and clear. As we have already discussed with you, yeah, Andre, about DAO law in Wyoming. According to this act, um, the company which owns these tokens is managed by smart contract. And when we are incorporating any specific company which is going to buy the real estate in any state, yes, uh, we issue smart contract and we insert the information about this smart contract to the commercial register of Wyoming. This means that while submitting application about the company, we give the information that this concrete smart contract will manage the company. It means that Wyoming regulator understands that any token issued by this smart contract, which is locked and seen and cannot be evaded or, I don't know, uh, killed. Yes, this information cannot be changed because this is a blockchain. Yes. So any token issued by this specific smart contract about which we are informing the regulating authority in Wyoming proves the ownership of the company. So while submitting application, yes, to Wyoming Registration Authority, we insert this information. This is the first. So you can go to Wyoming State Register and you can find the information which is public. What smart contract, which address of this smart contract really operates the company. Then you go to blockchain, to any scanner and see how many tokens were issued and everything and everything. If you have token, you are an owner. This is the first situation. Secondly, as you have um, gone through KYC procedure and provided all the documents to while verification and while creating user account on Binaryx, yes, we have your personal data which we used and which are in the system. It means that while owning the Basset token of concrete company, you can always make a request and get the certificate of ownership. Yes, this is a classical legal documentation which can be issued by the company. It is completely automatic, and you can submit it to anywhere where you can need it. First of all, while receiving funds from Binaryx,
Mhm.
while converting them to fiat in your bank, because the bank can ask, "What is it?" Yes, you are
Mhm.
telling these are my dividends from my investment. How did you get them? I am the owner of the American company. Please, this is my certificate of ownership. Everything is closed. Thirdly, and the third is while, of course, tax obligations, while executing your tax obligations in your country, when you are declaring something, and in this situation, you need to understand that yes, you have obligations of reporting, and I guess if needed, we can also cover this question in this interview. So, answering the question, the first proof that you are an owner of some specific company, sorry, this is the token which you have, because this token was issued by specific smart contract about which the regulating authority of Wyoming knows. And this means that if something happens and you think that somebody, I don't know, breaks your rights, you understand that you are defended by the most strict law in the world, which the strictest law in the world, which is US law.
Yeah, and you can go on the US court with this certificate of
Sure,
ownership. Say
sure.
like, yeah, this is the company that I own. Yeah, through
Yeah.
smart contract. Yeah, that's good. So we have also you are touched a little bit question about taxes, and I also see one question that we have and one question from our also listeners. So can I have tax issues in my country by investing in Binaryx? And another question, in this context, how can our clients actually approach tax compliance? So because
Mhm.
I think it's also in top three questions. Yeah, the people who want to pay taxes, and that's in jurisdictions. Yeah, so how they are obligated. Can you elaborate this question regarding the
Mhm.
Binaryx platform?
Okay. Uh, we choose this model using DAO in US also because of very good taxation. Because it is easy, it is transparent, and it means that a person can principally be taxed very lightly. Let's say how it works. So the company itself is not taxable on the territory of US because it is like offshore company, but not classic offshore because it is a pass-through company. Means that it is taxed on the level of partners, shareholders. How it works, but we are not excluded for accounting and reporting like in offshores. That is why we are not offshore. That means that every year, while Binaryx company um, generates profit from the ownership, yes, and distributes it to the owners, at the end of the year, we are making specific report to American tax authority and inform them about those guys who received profit. Me personally, of course, I am also owning some tokens on Binaryx. That means that Ganna Voievodina, with a specific passport number in Ukraine and tax number in Ukraine, which they know my passport number, first of all. This is enough. And they know information which I included that I'm resident of Ukraine. Yes. So in this situation, they will list me to the report. Ganna Voievodina received $1,000 during 2024 from Binaryx and its investor. What happens next? It means that this is fully my obligation to report about those dividends I received from Binaryx in my country, which I consider to be the country of my tax residence.
Yeah, yeah,
So I am the tax resident of Ukraine, notwithstanding I am living in European Union now, but I didn't reject tax residence of Ukraine. So this is obligatory for me to inform my tax authority about the ownership in this company. So
Mm-hmm.
this how it looks. But you need to understand that, taking into account that a lot of us own very little percent of company, sometimes we are avoided and we don't need to report about this, meaning that we don't have obligation. If for instance in Ukraine we own the company, we own the company in the amount of less than 10%, it means that I don't report. But it doesn't mean I don't need to pay taxes. So if I receive dividends in Spain, being Spanish, German, I don't know, Indonesian or Nigerian resident, it means that I need to review and check what tax obligations are on me in this country and what tax rate is on me in this country. In this situation, why I'm talking about Ukraine, because we found out that Ukraine is very good for these purposes, because the dividend tax is quite low in Ukraine. Yes, very low. And that is why for us, it is better to receive dividend profit than to receive, let's say, salary or something like that, or
Yeah.
just any payment according to contract. So I understand that we have a lot of different investors from different countries. So they should understand which tax residence um, uh, is their tax residence. And if they understand that the tax rate is quite high and they are not ready to pay the taxes in this country, they should understand and create a new tax strategy for them, maybe to move somewhere where it is better to live and pay taxes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you for clarifying about taxes. We also have one article that we created especially for clarifying some tax
Mhm.
question. So I share it in our chat. Yeah, but as Anna said, so you all obligated in your tax residency for your taxation. Yeah, so you should understand the local law. Yeah, for example, for dividends or for owning the digital asset. For example, in Germany, we have the law that if you are not selling your token more than 1 year, so you should not pay taxes on it. So this is actually the every country has their own law, and you should just understand, okay, like how I should do this in your country. And yeah, so we are not provide some tax services or consultancy, so but you can actually Google it. You can actually find someone who can help with if you need to report about your taxes or make the declaration. But it's actually it's you should do it once, and then you will like have the right framework how to do it like every year, for instance. Yeah, like to send the declaration to your tax authority. Okay, so I think we have the last questions in here from Bogdan. um, Tell please about selling tokens in the market. Will I have any obligation when I sell my token to another person? Can I just sell them to anyone for cash P2P transfer? I actually don't understand what do you mean for obligation. So it's also depends on the country where are you located. Yeah. So okay, but I see maybe you are from Ukraine for your name, Anna. Maybe you can explain, for example, in Ukraine. Yeah. So as I know, in Ukraine we have some law, yeah, but we don't have some obligation of, I don't know, on selling tokens on P2P market at the moment. Or maybe you can explain like what is happening legally, for people who is buying in Ukraine actually token or sell them on secondary market, on P2P market.
I can explain it principally covering most of jurisdictions in the world.
Mhm.
You need to understand that your tokens are shares. Yes. And it means that while selling tokens, you are selling shares. And in this situation, you have the same consequence which you have, legal consequence, which is defined and required while selling shares according to your tax residence. This means that if you have profit from the sale, you need to pay tax, which is called capital gain tax. Yes. Some countries don't have this specific term. It doesn't matter, but they have just individual tax, yes, which has to appear every time you receive income. In this situation, imagine that you bought Binaryx tokens for $1,000 and sold them for $2,000. It means you have profit in the amount of 1,000. In this situation, in your country, you can have an obligation to pay tax from this profit. But if you have lose, yes, that according to laws of your country, you can also um, inform about this loss and be avoided by tax. But it depends. It can be possible only if we are talking about Ukraine. When you talk about real shares, when you informed about ownership of shares, and by selling informed about selling of shares, because cryptocurrency for today in Ukraine is not the rules of taxation of cryptocurrency in Ukraine do not exist. I mean, we don't have specific rules which
Mm-hmm.
can give you right to inform about loss, because according to Ukrainian to current legislation, it will be just the selling of assets and they will not pay attention to your loss. That is why it is better to tell that you didn't sell tokens in Ukraine, that you sold shares, because in this situation they will be made to pay attention on your loss. And if you have profit, you can pay tax only from the real profit, not from all the amount you receive to your
Okay.
banking account. So in this situation, you need to understand that selling of tokens, which are shares, can be taxed in the same way in which selling of shares is conducted in your country.
Mm-hmm. Okay, if you have, if you don't have gain, for instance, if you have, I don't know, loss on
I,
your,
I explained it. I explained it and tell if your country gives you right to uh, insert this loss to your declaration, then you
Mhm.
have loss,
Okay, okay,
and you account it on the according to the laws of accounting and informing about the laws in your country. In this situation, of course, it is better to be the resident of the country when in which they let's say acknowledge that laws. European Union, US, of course, UK, they understand what it is. If you are a resident, tax resident of Poland, you can inform about any loss in cryptocurrency, but in this situation, in shares, and pay tax from the profit you have. If you don't have profit, you inform about the loss. And in some countries, even you can use that loss in while reporting during several years. In some countries, only in the year when you get that loss, meaning that if you didn't use it to lower your tax obligations, you don't have right to use it in another year. This is how it works.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you for clarifying. Yeah, so I see we have one more question. Yeah, let's answer on them and wrap it up. So, what was the reason? What was the reason US give permission to use their LLC if USA do not get any taxes? I mean, okay, if they provided pass-through taxation, yeah, and not residents not obligated to pay taxes, what is the sense for US, for instance, yeah, to do this law, as I understand the question?
Yeah, I understand. Currently, US have 4 states which have which have such laws give an opportunity to create so-called offshore company, which is not taxed on the territory of the state, including Delaware. Everybody knows about Delaware, which is used in the same way. But in this situation, they have a lot of new startups which come to them, which create the companies, which pay not very high, but they pay different stationary fillings every year. And if I'm not mistaken, the statistic is something like this: every year, around 300,000 new companies appear in Delaware and in Wyoming, not less.
300,
300,000.
it's huge amount. It's really,
Yeah.
really huge amount.
This each company pays several $100 only for creation of the company, meaning this is a state filling. So mathematics is very easy.
Yeah. That is
Uh,
million that is coming to the state. Yeah.
yes. Yes, all these funds are coming to the state, and at the same time, these companies don't, let's say, don't break, they don't fill the space. In
Mhm.
reality, they exist, but not here. But the funds they give is going to the state. This is the first. Sorry, but it is a very huge amount of money.
Just a business.
It's America. Everything is just a business there because the country. Uh, as a lawyer, I love America because this is the most business oriented country in the world. It is everything is done very strictly. Yes, the laws are very specific for sure. They are very difficult. Some of my colleagues don't understand any word when they try to review local legislation, which is very complex, which is built on a precedent system, and every state has its own law. But at the same time, understanding your strategy, you can use this law for you, for your business. And at the same time, as I said before, we are not allowed to be excluded from everything because every year we are reporting all the guys who are shareholders and who received profit. They know exactly about every person who is there. A lot of American members invest in American DAOs. This means that they are informed and they pay taxes. And a lot of projects which are quite successful, when they did everything in Europe, in Bali, in Montenegro, and in everywhere at the specific stage of their developed, they are coming back to US and they know about it. But in this situation, they are ready to see good projects, not startups. They don't like startups. These startups, of course, they like fintech, IT startups, but this means that this is the law which for sure, which principally they created, let's say, sandbox, yes, which is given opportunity to start to test your model. Maybe you don't need it, maybe you cannot cover it, you don't make profit, but when you are ready to make it, you can come back.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think it's connected to US culture, yeah, to creating a business, to creating a startup, and that's why like that is so, I would say, easy. Yeah, when you can remotely actually can
This
do
is,
open the
guys,
business.
this is the most developed, most smart, and the richest country in the world. They know what they do.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think yeah, we have the last question. Yeah, and this is, I think, that from our listeners about taxes. I got it. Thanks. How about transferring right on the part of the company? When I
Mhm.
buy, company needs KYC ML, but then I can sell tokens without any restrictions.
No, not like this. First, uh, according to for now, as I understand, tokens can be listed only on Binaryx platform. Yes, this
Mhm.
means that I cannot buy it anywhere except Binaryx. Yes, And first of all, American law, which we use while conducting our model, tells the following. We use also exemption S, yes, which gives up an opportunity to offer token to public if we don't sell to US residents. What does it mean? It means that we cannot sell tokens to American residents. We cannot sell tokens to people who are in America now, not even they are not residents. If I'm coming to travel to Miami, I cannot buy it anyway because my IP shows I am in America. It is the same. I don't have right to buy this. This everybody needs to understand. Secondly, the company which sells tokens is restricted to give the right of reselling it during 1 year. Otherwise, um, we will have the bad experience of Telegram, which we had in 2018. Why Ton was kicked off American market? Because American SEC told, okay, guy, you used exemption D. It was another exemption for big qualified investors. You really sold your token, or it was not even token, it was soft for token. Yes,
Mhm.
it was really soft. There were no token. But we are not sure, and you didn't give us proof that during 1 year, new American residents will be avoided and closed from the token reselling.
Mhm.
So we have limits in resell. And for now, we are developing the procedure of the life of the next stage of life of token. Yes, I am not ready now to tell what is inside, but yes, the company is going to develop these opportunities for the users, and everybody needs to understand that it is quite uncomfortable, yes, to work in US regulation anyway. So answering these, we are working on legalizing the procedure of giving right to transfer it, and with tax purposes, I explained to you before. Yes, if we are talking about anti-money laundering laws, shareholder is not obliged principally to ask another person about his source of funds. Yes, he needs to be his behavior. I mean, of the seller. Yes, the behavior of seller is regulated by operational agreement, which he has, which is the main constitutional document of DAO. And for now, if you have the right to sell something, you need to understand how it is regulated according to American law and your statutory document. And we are now working on it to provide the right for secondary selling. Yes.
Mhm.
So when it is ready, we will prepare the legal guide about this. And I guess this is a perspective of several months or something like that. It
Mhm.
depends on the resolution of owners of the platform. And it is quite a strict question which we need to review, to launch, and to be sure that it is fully eligible in all areas we work now. And taking into account Binaryx is going to expand its business to European Union, this is also will be some legal challenge, yes, for the project. And that is why for now uh, a lot of functions are limited.
Mhm. Okay, yeah, I can just add to Bogdan's question that when you are selling your tokens on secondary market, yeah, you are transferring your share of the company, yeah, to other person that is should uh, pass verification. So there is no no possibility to buy tokens without verification. So KYC is you need to pass KYC. That's why you should be sure that everything is legit, in this way, and there is no other person where you can sell the token. So actually, if you will try to send your token to another wallet, if you, for example, using Web3 wallet, MetaMask or something, you cannot do it, because you can do it just to the wallet that is acceptable, that is verified on our platform. So this is limitation, but this is limitation actually for the legal perspective. Yeah, I would say we should confirm your ownership, we should know your name, and we should report it, your name, to the authorities. That is, you are a shareholder, you are the owner, co-owner of the company, and this
Yeah.
is how this is legally confirm that you are owner of the property. That is really it's need to you need to understand it. That's why we are not selling there. We are fully Web3 focused at the moment, because like Web3, it's not about limitation, I would say. Yeah, but we are going to the direction, like as we are can do it, like in limitation, in the legislation, in the compliance to the law. So that is I see how it can work. Yeah, you cannot like tokenize something and just freely move the tokens. Like I don't know, maybe someone can do this, but it will be not legit at all, and you cannot protect yourself in case of something happened like in the future. So
You are right.
yeah.
You are right, dear colleague, because tokenization is just digitalization of real world process. Yes. And in this situation, yes, that is why we used American law, because it is the first law in the world which gave opportunity to do it easily, but not without regulation.
Yeah, I agree. So actually, yeah, it was quite interesting conversation, Anna, with you about. So I think we had quite a lot information about jurisdiction, about compliance, about what is going on for the last time in Europe, in other countries, in tokenization perspective. Yeah, and we also touched the question about taxes. So guys, if you have other question to us, Anna, I know that Anna also in our telegram chat, so in our telegram chat for landlords, she is
Mhm.
also landlords, one of the landlords, and owning the token of real estate. So if you have legal questions, just drop down your question in our chat, and we will ask Anna to help you. We also can forward your question, and just don't hesitate to ask any legal question. No, this is important. So this, I think, it's one of most important thing when you are just trying to understand how it works. And so you should be sure that everything is legit, everything is you are doing right, and don't be afraid to ask any question in our chat regarding to the legal things. Okay, so I think we are ready. Yeah, so we are already live more than 1 hour and 20 minutes. So Anna, I am really thank you for that you come to us, that you are share the information, share the trends on tokenization, and yeah, we will wait for you next time. So I think in sometimes we have quite a lot of new customers, and we should do it again, because our customers should know, and some of the expert like you should share this information. So we are actually guys from IT. You are the lawyer. You are the person who is expert in laws. So thank you for sharing this information. And yeah, guys, if you have questions, just send it to our chat and we will answer on them. So thank you for joining us, and I wish you a good Sunday and uh, very good evening. Thank you,
Thanks
Anna.
for, thanks for invitation. Yes, any moment if we are ready and we understand that there is a necessity, we can organize something again and answer the questions, and we can assure that we are always on a current and very actual understanding of the laws, and they change, but Binaryx is always compliant because we care about
Because yeah, because we
yeah,
need it. Like we need
we
it.
care about the project, and I can assure all the users that the owners of the company have very strategic vision, and legal matters is one of the main, yes, criteria of the success of this project, and that is why everything will be good. Yes, so thanks for invitation again, Andre. For me, this is I'm proud that I am the part of this very good project, and see you soon.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Anna. Okay. Then have a nice evening. Bye bye.
you,
Bye.
you too.